What's up, YouTube? My name is Jason, and this is my take. And I'm back. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone had a great Indigenous Peoples Day, because the only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. But I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about the new Don Toliver album, Life of a Don. Now, Don Toliver is a Houston rapper, singer, songwriter coming to us with his sophomore release. Now, I first heard of Toliver on Travis Scott's Astroworld back in 2018 on the song Can't Say, and I really enjoyed this feature, and more specifically his voice. And then I heard him on the Cactus Jack compilation, as both Don Toliver and Sheck West are signed to Travis Scott's Cactus Jack label. But what really made me a fan of Don Toliver, without question, was his 2020 debut album, Heaven or Hell. Man, oh man, was this an amazing listen that I was not expecting at all. Don Toliver just has an amazing voice, man, and on this project, his angelic vocal inflections over a versatile set of woozy trap bangers was just something to behold. And it blew me away more because I was not expecting him to do this for me on a full-length project. So going into this new project over here, Life of a Don, I just wanted Don Toliver to, continue and expand upon what we got on Heaven or Hell. And this is a very highly anticipated release for me. So my expectations were actually really high. And I can't say that my expectations were met on this one. Now listen, this is not a bad project, but what I will say is on these 16 songs, I feel like Don didn't get the greatest production, and I feel like he sounded more like his contemporaries than himself on this one. And more specifically, when I say contemporaries, I mean his biggest influence being Travis Scott. But despite that, there are some really key highlights that must be pointed out on this album. The first being the song Way Bigger. I love how he flowed over this beat, and his vocals just sounded amazing on this song. Perhaps my favorite song on this whole thing was What You Need, which I believe was a lead-off single to this project, because man, does this song knock in my car. And shout out to Hit Boy on the production on this one. I think that Don just vocally dominates this track, especially on the hook. It's so catchy, and like how he hits a higher note every time, like at the end of it with the What You Need was just perfect. Another interesting moment on this album was the song Swangin on Westheimer. And side note here, I thought this was pretty cool in general because I currently live in Houston, Texas, and I'm about a couple minutes from Westheimer, which is like a popular road in Houston that stretches like 19, 20 miles. It's a long, like popular street. So to kind of see that and like see him kind of rapping, under that song title was pretty cool, being how close I am. The drums on this song made it feel like a early 2000s like R&B track, which I thought was really dope. And just the passion that Don is bringing to this was amazing. A combo that I never thought that I would get was Don Toliver and Callie Uchis on the next track, Drugs and Hella Melodies. And man, dude, Callie and Don just sound heavenly on this track. And I think what even set it off even more was how sparkly the production was, and it fit perfectly for the two as they fed off of each other on this song. It sounded great. Another very, very high moment for me on this album was the song You featuring Travis Scott. Yo, this song sounded perfect. Like, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. Like you guys remember, I don't know if you guys watched the show Marvel's What If on Disney Plus, but on the last episode, right, when, the team was just together and then Ultron found them and just like opened up a portal and fell from the sky, like slowly was floating from the sky. Like, do you guys remember that? Like, that's what this song feels like to me. Like, it felt like Don and Travis were just like slowly just floating from the atmosphere and just singing to us. And oh my, that if you can't tell, this song was just perfect. One of the best songs on here by far. A couple more songs that I wanted to point out that were interesting were 2 AM and Crossfaded, because I feel like Don like really stole the show on these tracks that to me production-wise weren't doing so much, but I think it says a lot about Don and vocally his talent to still keep it alive despite there not being so much going on production-wise. Now, with that out the way, let's kind of get into some cons here, okay? I'll start off with the song Get Throwed. Just wasn't it. It just wasn't hitting for me, and I don't really know what it was, but I kept wanting to skip this song, but I kept listening and going through it, and it just didn't feel good. It really kind of felt like a throwaway, you know, especially as I think about the highlights that I mentioned before. The song Company Part 2 just felt really lazy all around. You know, and some of the lines on here from Don Toliver, like, he's not a lyricist. I don't come here expecting, you know, lyrical miracle, like amazing, you know, wordplay, but like some of the stuff he was saying was weird. Like this line, I'm the biggest Shamu, she rockin' Jimmy Choos, she kick it, Kung Fu. I had high expectations for OUTERSPACE featuring Baby Keem, coming off of Keem's last project, The Melodic Blue, which has grown on me and I've come to enjoy. Like, I was excited to see how these two would collaborate, and you know, they didn't pick things up until the transition on this song, because they both, you know, were underwhelming on the first half, especially Baby Keem. But when the transition kicked in, like, it seemed like both of their energies just like rose here and they felt more motivated. So I wish that it would have been more consistent throughout the track. I really am glad we got the track You featuring Travis Scott, because the first song on this project that features Travis Scott, Flocky, felt a little underwhelming, but I would say more so because of Travis Scott. I felt like I didn't get as much passion, as much energy as he gave on the song You. Well, I did enjoy Toliver on it, but you know, whenever those two get together, I'm really excited, and this one just felt a little more underwhelming. And then when it comes to other tracks like the opener Escape, or even the track Double Standards, like it just felt like, you know, there was a lot to be desired, especially from the production side of things, to where even a Toliver, it didn't seem like he could really save it. So I wonder why, you know, the production was a little more stripped back overall on this album, because this, as I look at it and I think about the highlights, I think the potential that this album had in terms of being really great was so high. So I guess I will say I am disappointed overall, but that's more so me and just given how high my expectations were for this album. Because like I said, I don't think this is a bad album, especially when I think about the highs and Don just utilizing his voice beautifully. I will still say though that, you know, this album didn't have as many consistent standout moments that Heaven or Hell did have. But I would still consider myself a fan of Don Toliver, and honestly, given how young he is and, you know, just how much more work he's going to be doing as he continues to find his sound, I feel like the potential for Don Toliver, especially, you know, in this melodic rap space, is super high. And I'm personally just excited about, you know, what the future holds for him and what he ends up doing next. I'm pretty sure on this new Travis Scott album that's coming probably soon, we'll hear him and kind of see what they do on that. But I'm excited to see what he does in the future. So I'm gonna give this album a 5 out of 10. So what did you guys think of this new Don Toliver album? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What were your favorite tracks? Let's have a conversation down in the comments. Thank you guys for joining me. Got 2 more videos coming for you guys this week. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Jason. This has been my take. See you next time.